Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Summer's here. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.9% APR on a 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid or 2023 CR-V Hybrid.
Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details.
Welcome to the Awakening Women podcast. I'm your host, Leanne Oaten, and for almost a decade, I have been a transformation coach and therapist. This podcast is all about lifting the veil of consciousness and awakening to the truth. It is also about helping you to raise the bar in all areas of your life and relationships by starting with you. If you're ready to take back your personal power and reclaim your life, you have come to the right place. I'm so glad that you're here, so let's get started with today's episode. In this episode, I want to chat with you about being in a relationship you know is abusive, you know there's abuse going on, you know that it's toxic and unhealthy for you and your kids, but you don't know what the way forward is. You don't know what those next steps are, so you do nothing because you don't know where to start. And you get into overwhelm and you get into confusion and you get into the ambivalence and the self-doubt and manipulation. And also fear. Fear keeps many women in these relationships. It is the biggest thing that I hear across the board from women, and I can attest to it myself. It's full of fear, right? Fear of the future, fear of how they'll react, fear for the kids, not wanting to lose time with your kids when you split because you likely will lose some time with them when they're with the other parent. Fear of what that will be like for the kids and how that parent will parent those kids when you're not there. So there's lots of fear of the unknown, and it can be terrifying. And I just want to say, just because you are getting empowered and growing and seeing things clearly and you want to wake up and live awake and you are aware of what's going on, that doesn't mean that you're not going to feel the self-doubt and the fear and the terror. Why would you feel anything less, right? This is what's kept you in the relationship. So it's important to hold space for that fear, but also realize too that often it's the thing we fear the most that we most need to do. There's truth in that, especially if it grows you or gets you out of a bad situation or can offer expansion in your life or a way forward. But you do have to face certain realities in this, and it's a grieving process. So I support women going through this, and especially in my one-to-one work, but it's really deep, right? It goes really deep, the fear, especially when you have kids. That adds another layer. And it's the grieving of the family unit. It's the grieving of making family memories and doing things together. Even though the relationship is not good, it's awful, you're still going to grieve the loss of those little memories that you may have had or the idea of anything more in the future. So it is a grieving process. It is about letting go of some of the dream and letting go of how you wanted things to go or you wish that things could have been different. It is letting go of time with your kids that you would normally have if you were in the relationship. This is the process of healing and the process of getting clarity and building your own strength. Is being able to let go with some of these pieces in mind, that it is normal to feel fear. It's normal to be terrified. And if you don't have the right support around you, it's going to be that much harder. This is what I see so often with women, is that they don't have the right support. Some women can't access it in their communities. There's limited resources for women in abusive relationships out there. Like a lot of the free resources are unhelpful, and even some of the paid resources are unhelpful. So there's that. Counseling has its limitations. It doesn't offer a way forward. Even if you're seeing the best psychologist or clinician, it doesn't offer a way forward. It doesn't offer a path and a strategy and a plan and support across the board. Once you leave that session, that's it. You're on your own. And they don't offer much more beyond just somewhere to process your feelings, which has its place. It does have its place, but I really believe it doesn't have a great place in this whole process of trying to unravel getting yourself out of an abusive situation unless that person has an ability to help move you forward, help coach you and move you toward action. Whereas therapy is more about making sense of our own emotions, having a safe place to vent and process and talk things through. And like for me, it's part of my self-care to go every now and then, or just when I feel like I need it. But it's not where I go if I need coaching or strategy or something to do with changing some aspect of my life or my business or anything. It has its place, just like massage therapy has a place, or acupuncture. Different forms of medical care have its place. So we can't just rely on one thing. We need to look at, well, how do I create my transformation team, right? It's looking at what are all the aspects that I need. And if you're looking for a way forward because you're overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, you know you need to leave, but the way's not clear and you're overwhelmed and it just feels like there's nowhere to turn. That's when you need a strategy from someone that's been there that can guide you step by step, so that's all you need to focus on. That's all you need to put your energy into. And it changes women's lives to go through my process in End the Cycle. I'm going to be opening enrollment up in about a month or so, might be a little sooner. I'm making some updates and changes to the whole thing, so that's why it's not open for enrollment at this time. But you can get on the wait list. You can just head to the link in my show notes. The link is always in my Instagram bio, or leanneoten.com/masterclass will also get you there. Just pop your name in the wait list and you'll be emailed when enrollment is open, and you'll be given all the steps to how to get in. But if you are feeling like you're lacking direction, you're lacking strategy, you're kind of just floundering, just kind of in survival mode day to day, this is where you need a plan. You need a strategy. You need a little bit of tough love and direct guidance that moves you forward, instead of just talking about the problems and processing the problems, which will not help you solve the problems typically. You go and have a therapy session. It has its place, but it is limiting. It's not often going to help. And there's resources out there that women have tried. They've tried getting help for the abusive partner or accessing services for the family, but that's not going to work either. So you need to save yourself and really put a plan together for yourself in order to get your kids out of a toxic, unhealthy situation. It's got to be on you. So you need to be in a place to take that on. And that includes your self-care, your boundaries, really looking at where you're falling into those people-pleasing patterns of trying to be nice and do everything nicely, and you feel bad and guilty because you're putting yourself first, because you're walking away from something that is harming you. Every woman also feels bad and guilt, so much guilt about walking away from their abusive spouse. They feel guilty and bad for various reasons. But you need to remember that guilt is a choice. Taking the blame is a choice. You can choose to say, oh, I notice here I'm blaming myself, or I notice here I am feeling guilty. Can I take this on? Do I have a reason to feel guilty? Okay, if I do, let me see what I need to do. But oftentimes, most women don't have that. They're feeling guilty because they're putting themselves first, because they're walking away. So you can check in with yourself and choose, do I take this guilt on? Can I take this blame on? Is this mine? And if not, you can choose to throw it to the side and keep moving forward. There's certain universal things that every woman experiences across the board in these relationships. And again, it's the fear, the self-doubt, the terror, and grief, and guilt. Lots of guilt, always, as they're going through the process of removing themselves from the relationship. Sometimes slowly, the guilt comes as they're acting on the steps. But that's where you need those touch points and someone to hold you accountable to help you keep going. And that's what we do inside of my group coaching program. This is what I do in my one-to-one work, although right now my one-to-one is full. So I'll put a link in the show notes here for the wait list for that. But at this time, I'm not taking on any more one-to-ones, but the group support program will be opening up soon. So if you want to work with me and get my process and get the support and get the community, then make sure you get yourself on that wait list. I hope this helps you today, or something in this served you, and I hope that you're having a good day. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Awakening Women podcast. If you love this show and it has served you and helped you on your journey, please take a moment right now and leave a rating and review in iTunes and Spotify. If you'd like more daily content, videos, and inspiration, come on over and join me at Awakening Women Support Official over on Instagram, where we can connect and you can continue your transformation and growth journey. And I'll see you online. Take care.
Diamond for diamond, no one compares with Mervis. At Mervis Diamond Importers, our natural diamonds come straight from the mines in Africa, and our mermaid lab-grown diamonds beat all others for quality and value. Come view our brilliant diamonds, both natural and lab-grown. Mervis diamonds are so bright and full of fire they will blow you away. So will the affordable prices. Our diamonds may steal your heart, but not your wallet. See our mermaid lab-grown diamonds and learn how to get a larger diamond for less. You can get a bigger mermaid lab-grown diamonds than you ever thought possible. And with Mervis financing, you can enjoy up to 5 years to pay with zero interest. Our generous full-value trader policy and our lifetime warranty program easily make Mervis your first choice. When you mount a world-class Mervis diamond into a designer ring from our huge collection, there is no equal. Mervis Diamond Importers. For an appointment, call 800-HER-LOVE or go to mervisdiamond.com. Again, that's 800-HER-LOVE or go to mervisdiamond.com.